Hello everybody! Today we're gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna install a limited edition IR60 for the SX24, and if you can guess what kind of color it is, comment down below now, because now we're gonna open it. I managed to get one of 400 limited edition gold bodies from Injora, and like I said, we're gonna do an unboxing today, and then I'm gonna assemble everything, mount it on the body, and then we're gonna mod the grill so we can get the angel eyes inserted inside the grill here, so we get the red ring in the headlights. And also we're gonna install two red whips, also from Injora, at the back on the cage, at the cage here. So let's start with the unboxing to see what we have included here. We have the body and a black tinted window. We have the rear quarters, also in gold. And then we have two sets of grills, and I'm gonna try to mount this one with the red angel eyes inserted in the headlights here, because I think that will look the best. And then we have two side vents here that will go here on the front fender on the left and the right side. And these ones I will be painting black, so we get some accents. Because I think black accents to all the gold will pop the body and make all the details more prone to the eye. And also I will be painting the inside of the body, because you can see here that when they have painted the body, they have stuck the body like that and then painted all over. But the inside of the body is quite rudimentary. So I will be painting all the insides black, and also the grill, to make the appearance pop and make it a lot cleaner. And included with the body you get magnets that you will be mounting here, so we get rid of the stock pins. So when you flip down the body, you will have the magnets to secure it. And then you get wing mirrors and also wipers. And then you get two sets of LEDs. If you use this grill, you will use a 5mm white LED, and with this grill you use the smaller ones, the 3mm white LEDs. But as I said, I will be modding in the angel eyes in the grill here, so I will not be using the LEDs. And then you get all the necessary hardware, and then you get the cage itself here. So you get the main hoop, the rear quarters, and also a front bumper mount, more or less, that you will be installing in the front if you want to secure the C-channels. And also the rear hinge, so you can just flip up the body like an original body. And also you get the instruction manual, so you see what kind of screws you're using to screw on the cage, and also the body itself. So I will be starting to mount everything. I will mount the cage here first, and then I will be painting all the body parts. And after that I will be assembling the whole body itself. And the last is that we will be shortening the cables if necessary. Perhaps I will just be shortening the leads for the angel eyes, but we will see. I will be mounting everything, and I will see how we can fit all the cables inside to make it look really good. And the last part is that I will be using a 3-to-1 adapter, so we can fit all the lights in the receiver. So like usual, I will be making a montage when I'm installing and assembling all the cage part, and then I will be painting all of the body parts. I will not be showcasing that since I will do it outside. So with that, see you in a second. Alright, let's start to assemble everything. And as I said, the instruction is really good, I would say. It shows what kind of screw you're using and where to mount it. And then it shows the steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to step 10. And then you have the assembled body. So it's really easy to follow along. So the first step is to assemble the rear hinge. So 2 8mm screws, and you have 3 lengths, 4, 6 and 8. So we will be looking for the longest screws here. Alright, here we have the assembled cage, and then we will mount the body itself like that. And let's see if I can hold it, and then mount the rear quarter over that. So now I will be pausing all the assembly, and I will be masking off everything and then paint the inside like I said, and the back of the grill. And first I will be enlarging the holes so I can insert the angel eyes here. But I will do that off camera, and then I will show you how I did it. So I will come back when I have the painted body and then we can assemble everything and start to replace the body and see what kind of electronic switcheroo we have to do to get all the body parts to fit good. So see you after I'm finished.
Alright, we're back. After a few days, a man called, and with a freshly painted body. So now I will reassemble the body, and I made some changes. I said from the beginning that I would be painting the inside of the body black, but I opted to paint it white, so it pops a bit more. So I will be mounting it with the white inside and see how it looks when it's all assembled, because I think it will look a lot more fresh with the white inside. And then I have painted the side vents and the grill black, and as a final piece I modded so we can fit the angel eyes inside the grill here. So I will start with the install of the fenders and the roll cage and also the windows. So you will follow along there and see how it goes. So let's start, and I come back when I'm done. Alright, the body is assembled and I have inserted the angel eyes in the front here. So this is how the finished product became. I think it looked quite good with the white inside here and with the black accents on the front and also at the side vents, because now we have a few pieces that accents the gold in a good way, and as it came from the factory we had all gold and nothing to break it up, so it was very overwhelming, I would say. So now I think it looks quite good, so I will only fix the lights in a better way so it hold up in the long run, but for testing this is quite okay. So now I will be installing the windscreen wipers and the rear view mirrors to finish up the body, and then I will mount the LED whips, and lastly we will be mounting the new body on the deadbolt here. Alright, now we're done. Finally. I had some troubles installing the rear view mirrors because I installed the glass before we installed the rear view mirrors, but now they are finally in, and I used a drop of super glue to fix them so they won't fall out, and also I used a drop of super glue at the end of the wipers so they don't break off in the future. So now I think the body is ready for some trail driving. And now we will install the LED whips, and I think I will try mount them like this at first and use a cable tie to hold them in for now, and just see where I want them located. Something like that. I will be cutting that one and start over. Something like that. So just for now I will use one zip tie to just bundle up all the cables until we have figured it out where we want all the cable management and where everything should be located. Alright, one finished body. So now I think I will have to remove the ESC because body itself is the cab is more forward mounted than the ESC is now, so I'll have to do some changes. Alright, let's just do it. It will be easy like that. Just some double-sided tape. Now we will replace stock body mounts with the included mount to the for the magnets. Like that, we have installed the bracket for the magnets. Alright, I have to fiddle around to get the lights working. Perhaps I will move the shocks from the more upward position to a more laid back position to get it to work. Because I think if we, I don't know if you see it, I can show you. In here you see that, if I try to point, you see that the shock mount all the way back there is the thing that makes it that the lights don't fit. Yeah, of course I will fix it. So let me get a plan and do the changes, and then I will come back and explain what I have done. So I see you then.
Alright, once again, we're finished. We have done something more unique now. We haven't just installed a factory body or a factory thing. We have modded it and we have made it our own. One difference now is because I have a man cold, I haven't been talking as much, since you don't want to hear a sick voice all the time. But let's go over the finished product, because in a few days I have a really exciting car that will turn up in the mail, so I really want to get this finished and enjoy it before we get over to new things. So I will go over what I have done on the body and all the features and so on, and what's coming next for this XCX24. So, and as you can see, we have a IR6024 gold limited edition body, and as I explained earlier, we have modded it, so we have fitted 2 angel eyes at the front in the grille here, because with the body you get 2 sets of LEDs, 2 small 3mm that will fit this grill, 2 5mm white LEDs that will fit the other front grill, and I wanted to mod it so we don't just have a white LED, because I think the red, now you can see how it looks. Yeah, I think these 2 angel eyes really look good, and it makes the body and the car look really mean and quite different than just, like I say, a regular LED that we have in all vehicles today. Even the cheap ones have front and rear LEDs, but not all have these angel eyes. And I also have put the switch here so we can turn on the front lights if we want to, and now we have red angel eyes with white LEDs inside of them, and it's easy to switch off. So that's a cool little neat thing. And then the body itself, I really like the IR60. It looks really competent, and it looks really compy-esque. It really looks aggressive, like it can handle every obstacle that we throw at it. So I really like this body when we have the cage at the back and the skeleton bed. Just the rear quarters are screwed on the cage, like we have in the real off-road vehicles that are really modded and really capable. This screams rock crawling, in my opinion. And then we have some scale accessories also. We have the rear view mirrors that are in rubber, so they will hold up really well. And then we have the side vents and the wipers. So I have painted the side vents because they are gold from the factory and now black. And I also painted the front grille because I think with the angel eyes it really makes the body look better, in my opinion, because when everything is gold you don't see the details and everything floats together. But now we have some accents that really make different parts of the body highlight more. And if we get into the body, we have magnet body mount. So you take 2 magnets at the body and then you mount the included mount here. So you just clip in the body and then it's secure. It's not the most powerful magnet in the world, but it will hold up when you're crawling. With the modded front lights we get some clearance issues, so I had to reposition the front suspension from before. I had them mounted in the body pose itself, but now we can't do that, so I repositioned them a little bit lower so we can clear the cables here. So that turned out really good. And now when we have a full suspension, fully compressed suspension, it really looks good, and the clearance is good, because when I dropped the front suspension to the rear here, the suspension could really compress because the shocks were at such an aggressive angle, and then we bottomed out everywhere, and the clearance with the tire were really bad because the suspension could, like I say, compress so much, so the tires were rubbing all the way in the body here. But now we have a few millimeters clearance here at both sides, so that's really good. And what more to say? I painted the inside white, like I said earlier, and I think that really make the body shine a bit more, and you can see all the details inside of the cage here, because if we would have painted it black, it would, all the details would disappear, and I really think that the body looks a bit better, or a lot better now than from stock, when you had the pads that they had attached the body when they painted it gold, and the inside weren't painted. It was just overspray from the outside. So I think this is how the body should arrive from Injora. Even if it would be a few bucks more expensive, it would be a good thing at the details. It would be really good for the appearance of the body if it would be painted inside as well, because you see a lot of the inside, since we have the skeleton bed here, so it looks a bit tatty when you have just an oversprayed inside of the body. But now I really like it, and as I say, I really like the profile look of the body. So I think Injora has made a really good product. It's just a few details that could be a bit better, so it would elevate the whole experience a bit. And from the beginning I said I would install the whips here, but with this chassis we can't really do it, because since all the electronics are quite high up, I had to reposition the ESC, so when we close the body you have just a few millimeters, you can't really see it, but the ESC is more or less touching the back of the cab here, and we have the on-off switch for the ESC at the back. So I have glued the cables on the side of the cab here, and also taped and glued the excess cables at the roof here. But if we would install the whips, it adds so much cable and connectors, so it wouldn't really fit on this chassis. But I have a really exciting news that in a few weeks I will be getting a new chassis and a new link set for this car. I have bought chassis and link set from Nerd RC. I can link their YouTube in the description below, so you can check them out by yourself. But I have followed Casey's Cozy Garage for a while on YouTube, and he has run Nerd RC's chassis on his builds for a long time. So he has been one of the drivers that is in the R&D section. So they have a shop there at Shopify, and with the new chassis I think the electronics could be positioned in a better way, since we will have sliders, and it's an LCG chassis, so all the electronics will come down a bit, and we can make them perhaps instead of everything is on top of each other, perhaps we can get them beside each other, and then we have some more room for activities and more room for cables, because it perhaps would look the best if we install this light kit. This is the flexible cuttable LED strip lights, also from Injora, but this has just one connector and then two leads and a flexible line that will shine red. So if we install this, we can route the LED strip around the cage and fill the bed area to light it up red, instead of the whips that will protrude and be in the way when we are crawling and so on. So I think when we get the new chassis and links and set get everything set up, I will try to install this instead. And then we can use the LED whips on some other build in the future. So to sum it up, I really love this body. I really like the mod side of the hobby, because now we're getting in, yeah, like I say, more unique and one-off builds. We aren't just putting on some scale accessories or yeah, putting on some factory thing. Now we have done some more real work where we have modded it to suit our needs and suit our taste of the looks and of the work for the car and for the hobby. So I really like how this car is turning out when we have the gold and the brass and chrome accents on the car. And now the only thing I will have to do is use it. But as you have seen, if you have followed the build series of the deadbolt here, you see how far the car has come from the start of the stock vehicle to today's vehicle. We have done a big journey, and the car has done a big journey. So like I say, if you want to see how the car has evolved and how it performs now, you can check out the build series and especially the bonus episode of the build series, when we're really going all in and making a few mods that get this crawler to the next level. Because now we can crawl 60 degrees, we can climb the stuff that we haven't been able to do. We have a 60-40 front bias, so the front bias now is really good. The car is really fun, and it's not the most advanced build yet, but when we are getting the LCD chassis from Nerd RC, then we're getting into the real deep stuff when we are doing a real scratch build, more or less. And I have a few more goodies for this car that I will be showing at a later stage. Yeah, I'm really happy with this build now, how it has turned out, how it looks, and how it feels and how it drives. It's a really good car now. Yeah, and if we're gonna do some tests to see if we get some rubbing, let's do the test here where we're climbing some, and as you see here, we have a few millimeters left here so we can turn, and the tire is clearing the back side here as well. And when we're turning left, we're also cleared. So the fitment is superb, I would say now, and the car will stay like this until we get the new upgrades. And that's the finished build. The deadbolt finally has a style it always deserved. Limited edition Injora hardbody. Custom black accents, the modded headlights. This thing is one of a kind now. If you want to see a part 2 where we trail test the build, let me know down below, because we can do more trail driving and more cinematic videos as well. If you like to, let me know in the comment section. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.